This is a different field of view for you guys today. Super wide. Anyways, so I had a comment from one of my subscribers in one of my recent YouTube videos about my review of my unboxing of the Canon PRO-1100. And they mentioned that this printer wasn't for them. They had purchased this printer, but it wasn't for them. So let's have a look, shall we? Check out this lovely printer. Canon PRO-1100. Right. Why would someone mention that this printer may not be for them? So I had someone message on or leave a comment on a video, my unboxing video, of I shouldn't have bought this printer because its maintenance costs are expensive. And yes, it is an expensive printer to run. But let's see if we can find some ways to help reduce some of those costs. Check out this print. Love it. Look at that. Whoa. This is one of my favorites, just personal favorites, not work favorites. And even out of the wildlife pictures, I have like some cool favorites. But I like this, and it has a story behind it because I grew up on a farm. It was a 6,000 acre farm. My dad, my stepdad, he managed the farm, and he raised me as, you know, he raised me from the age of 4, I think, and I left England, and sadly, you know, I had to leave him behind. But when I moved back to Canada, but this may not be like technically like one of the best images out there, but you know, it has some personal meaning. I think I'm going to enter it in the local photography competition this year too. Solar flare in 2024 was pretty strong, and this wasn't long after my own wedding, but I thought my dad might appreciate this because, you know, he's a farmer. And I came across this in the nighttime, and I took a picture of this tractor sat on this field here with the solar flare happening up in the sky. And you know, what makes it really like a sentimental picture to me is that you know, just a few days later, like I sent him a text of this picture, and I was gonna, you know, order him a print so he could hang it up in his office or in his house. And sadly, he passed away just a few days later, very unexpectedly. So at least he saw the picture, but he was a very busy guy, and he didn't get to message me back. But normally, you know, he would say, "Oh wow, that's cool, that's a nice picture." But you know, he saw the picture, but I never got to see, you know, hear what he thought about it. But you know, you know, I'm sure he would have liked it. Being a farmer, and the Northern Lights would be pretty cool. You know, we spent a lot of late nights together working on the farm growing up. Yeah, so my little boy, my toddler, he's nearly 3, and he loves tractors. So I printed it, and I'm going to stick it up on his wall for him. I printed this picture. I just need to go run and get a frame at some point when I have time. I have 3 kids, so it's like mental busy. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this picture on his wall. But aside from that little story, like this picture with the paper and the ink cost $8 to print this picture. $8, which is when if you would, you know, this is a 16-inch by 20, and I printed it on the Canon Pro Luster, which that size of paper, you know, you're looking at a 17 by 22 piece of paper. When your printer makes you do cleaning cycles, you're going to be filling up the maintenance cartridge. Now, the maintenance cartridge that comes with the printer is the black cartridge in the back here. See, I have another one here. Not that it's ready to go in, but when you first set up your printer, it will fill up half that tank. And then when you do a couple of cleaning cycles, and then you manually calibrate your print head, like you do a print head alignment after it makes you do the automatic print head alignment, which I have to say is the automatic print head alignment. Maybe it helps from the factory, but I wish there was a way to bypass that, because that does use ink. You buy your printer, you stick the maintenance cartridge in, you use half your ink and you fill up half your maintenance cartridge, and then you do an automatic print head alignment because it makes you do that, and then you have to do a manual print head alignment because you have to fix what it can't do, and then that will take like 7 pieces of paper, 8 pieces of paper, 8.5 by 11 as well. So make sure you have plenty of that kicking about. But then by doing that, that then fills up the maintenance cartridge again to, almost full. So after you do some cleaning cycles, this item you will fill up faster than that I've discovered than you will by using the ink cartridges. These things cost $20-ish Canadian. And if you don't know what it looks like, it comes in this box. I am too organized. I have just thrown it all over the paper. After I've done this, I'm going to have to neatly put it all back in the box because it will drive me insane. But it looks like this. It has microchip board there, and that's where the nozzle goes in here, and this sits in the back of your printer. Now, from what I've heard, these can go out of stock somewhat often. So my advice, when you do buy some, buy more than one. So like I've had this printer for 7 months. It's been making me money. Great, fantastic. I've already replaced this once. I'm halfway through the next cartridge. I have this in my drawer. I have another one too. And when I get onto this cartridge, I'll then order another 3. Or at least keep my eyes on them when I'm starting to get close to filling up this one. I'm starting to switch to this one. That way, when you're on your last cartridge, you have a bit of time in case they're back ordered or are out of stock. Because I have heard through the grapevine of Reddit that these do go out of stock. So my advice is when you buy this printer, as you can see, all my ink's low. I have another 12 cartridges in the bottom. But when you budget for buying this printer, my advice is to buy an extra set of ink and 3 more maintenance cartridges. That way you're all set for a while. Now, how do we slow down how quickly we fill up this maintenance cartridge? Right, we're all squished right here, like this. Right, and I'm all nice and toasty next to my printer. So, how can we slow down how quickly we use this cartridge? And by slowing down how fast we fill up this cartridge, we'll slow down how much ink we are using at once. And how do we do that? Well, my answer is to print regularly, 5.7 or an 8.5 by 11. But by printing regularly, the printer won't force you to do cleaning cycles. So every 60 standby hours, your printer will do a little clean and fill this up a little bit. Unless you print. Another thing that can delay cleaning cycles is by printing, because there is another printing cycle that this printer does do, and that's it forces you to, I think, every 3 to 6 months do a cleaning cycle as well. The 60-hour one you can get around by printing regularly for standby hours. Another thing that will slow down your usage of filling this maintenance cartridge up and draining your ink supplies is by not turning off the printer. Now, mine is on standby. If you hold down the button, the printer will turn off. But wait, what happens if there's a power cut or a brownout, which, you could be working one day on your computer and then all of a sudden, like especially if you run on a laptop or a computer and you use external drives, all of a sudden it goes, oh, drive ejected, and now you've corrupted your data. Brownout. That's what that is. Or the computer guy down the road told me, and it can corrupt your hard drives. One way to solve your hard drive issue is to buy a UPS, like a backup power supply. The battery units that you stick underneath your desk. Not only can they stop, corrupting your files on your computer, but during those scenarios, if you have to turn off your printer and turn it back on, it will do an ink agitation or a cleaning cycle. If that happens in your area on a regular basis, that's going to cost you ink. So what I do, because that does happen in my area, what I have actually done is I plug my printer into my UPS, my battery backup system, for my computer. That way, if there's a power outage, I don't get a piece of paper jammed in the printer and lose half a piece of paper because that costs money. It won't do an unexpected shut off as well when it's on standby, and then you have to turn it back on after the power cut, and then it's agitating and doing a cleaning cycle, and it's using your ink that you've spent a lot of money on. So I have found that by putting this on my UPS system, I am not having to do that as often, because I do have, just recording this video, my lights in the hallway, in the stairwell, sorry, I work in the basement, they just flickered. My computer system and my printer are okay. So even though I live in a new neighborhood, I'm not out in the boonies or anything, I live in a little country town, we have power issues, especially when someone crashes into a pole down the road and, just my neighborhood gets power from somewhere else than the rest of the town, and it's the pole that everybody hits and the power's out. So what that does, it gives me time to power down everything on purpose, and if it's only going to be like a short power cut, I can leave my UPS on, my computer powered down, I can leave my printer on, and I don't have to worry about it doing an agitation or cleaning cycle when I turn the thing back on. This is another way of saving some money and reducing those maintenance costs of this printer. So by printing a picture like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, every week, just to add to your collection of pictures. Well, it doesn't even have to quite be like this size, but I do like this size because you can trim it down to a common 8x10. But by printing like this once a week, or even you could go smaller if it's not in your budget, or maybe do a few 6x4s every week, because 6x4s cost 64 cents to print. That's 64 cents Canadian, but with the accounting manager you can get, all your costs. 64 when you actually make a print. So these are like maybe $1, something like that. When you break it down into the small costs, and then if you're running a business like I am, if you're doing personal prints, then just invoice yourself and then pay your business for your prints. 64 cents over 20 pictures, it's not breaking the bank to pay back your business. If you're just doing it for personal things, it's pretty cheap. I know it's expensive, but when you look at it in the small numbers, right, it's not that bad. When you do a maintenance, that uses a lot of ink, so it's better to print and not use that ink, if you know what I'm saying. My take is that if someone's buying an expensive printer like this, you are already a pretty advanced photographer. Or even if you're not, but you just like to print, that's fine too. But my assumption is that if you're looking at spending money on one of these, then you must be already, at least in your own eyes, good enough to print your pictures. It doesn't really matter about anyone else if you're doing it personally at the end of the day. It's just your personal joy. Print. That's my best advice. If you take anything away from this, it's just print those memories out for other people to enjoy or for your own personal enjoyment. If you have found this video useful, and I hope you have, by following these tips, it should save you a little bit of cash. Anyways, my name's Tim Gowling. I'm a wedding and lifestyle photographer based out of Eastern Ontario, and I hope I'll catch you next time.